So I just explained about difference between the LDAP and the AD servers. So when going to configure any type of servers, we should select on AD servers, enter the name of the any specific name, okay, and go to enter the IP address of the servers. That example name is 10.20.3. Okay, enter the IP address. Connectivity not required. This port number 389 is standard 89, but is the more secure. 636 is the more secure as compared to 389. Okay. bind DNS matlab you should be create one username in your active directory. That username should be enter the username of the that created username. Okay. That created username, but that username set the never expired password. That username is mandatory, is never expired the password. Okay, because all authentication happen for your AD server. That when are creating that username, a particular bind and username, that username set informed your Wintel team or server team that password never expired. Okay. When enter the passwords, what is the password, whatever password. After that, directly click on here. When clicking over here, directly they are resolving the your group of the policies. Right now, not resolved because of that ID is not going to on, so that's why not going to resolve. So when enter the bind password and username of the bind and click on search on BSDN. So directly there click on resolve the IP address and directly came from this based on the BN directory of the your AD. Okay. Then attributes not required. They are not going to resolve the group of the policy of the AD. We are going to hang. So after that, we enter the IP address. Then we have multiple servers. You can click on multiple primary server. Enter the same as thing. Enter the secondary IP address of your AD servers. We have one more multi-server server. You can click again. Going to click on the secondary AD servers. You can enter the IP address of this AD servers, and same as it is. Bind password and bind username is required. Is used for the search BN. That's it. We can multiple for redundancy. We can add the multiple AD servers from your ADs. Okay, you have multiple servers. I am talking about you have created the backup servers regarding about the only for active directory. You have, because one active directory only single IP address, correct? So you are creating multiple IP address. You have 3, 2, 4 active directory. You can add the, for redundancy purpose, you can add the multiple AD server IP address from here and add the particular 1, 2, 3, 4. You have number of ADs. You can add it over. Not limitation about the add the ADs. Okay. These are primary, secondary, and 3. Okay, there are like that. We can configure the AD from your for authentication source from your AD. My existing AD I show you. This is my existing AD. This is my FKDN. Okay. Sorry, here is the name of the servers. Okay. So this is like that. We can configure my server name, bind username, bind by username. Directly when I click on search, you can directly see taking the policy from your servers. Any doubt from me this ID? It's possible to add, import the policy. They are also possible. Export also, all the configuration is also possible. Okay. Role mapping. Okay, role mapping. It is also completed. Okay, user sign endpoint no, the endpoint also completed. Static host list. Okay, I'm just explaining static host list. Static host list means the number of particular any IP, particular any MAC address. We can apply the policy. You should be create the static host list from here. You can click here. That's static host list create subnet wise, IP base or MAC address. Okay, there are 3 types of static host list we are creating over here. So you enter the any name. Subnet wise, you can select the subnet particular all the subnet. Regular expression like the regular expression like that, we can enter the regular expression like that only. MAC wise, it should be use of the MAC address of the systems. These are the MAC address system. You can add, use the particular, you can apply the policy particular MAC only for particular those MAC. We can apply the policy. We should be apply the policy like that only. So like that we can add the MAC address of the system also. Subnet wise, IP wise, and regular expression wise. There are three types of. We can add the particular subnet, particular PCs, particular groups. We can add the use with the static host leaves. You can create the policy for the testing or any allow the particular, like example, like you have the number of printers, IP phones, or biometric machines. This type of machine we can create the some static host and apply the policy from the particular service. So that type we can require the static host is okay. You have the number of MAC address should be blocked your environment. So should be create the happy static host and call the static host in particular service. One second. Okay. So you statically understand the static host list by using the static host list. You should apply the particular policy, apply the particular goods, apply the particular subnet. I need to configure the number of one or two, three users. We can apply the policy. So that time should be create the static host list and apply the service. You need to apply the only 10 number of people as special policy or any all allow parameters should be not means any some MD users or any CEO, that type user going to create one policy for in this group and then apply the policy. All should be allowed, not going to quarantine the that system any condition. So that time should be create the static host and apply the policy. The special condition is special case we can create the policy for the static hosts. Other than that, we can create the group from the switch group. Normally we apply the policy from the switch groups, not for the single IP address, because a single group we have the multiple switch IP address in single group. Like the multiple switch IP means 1000, 1100 like that switches in the single group. I call the policy from particular that group, not particular switch. Okay, normally we can done like that. Okay, but normally in the MD users and COA and some other special condition we can create the policy particular add the IP address or static MAC address of the system and apply the policy for any special condition. Okay. Okay, what is the role? Role means we can apply the role. We can type of roles like the when going to apply the role mapping. So that time should be create the role. Role means we can the printers, drivers. Role means we can identification of the your systems, employee, Cisco IP phone. That for identification for your apply the when going to apply the policy should be up. We should be aware about the when going to create the policy and what is the policy use. Okay, so you identify that. Here the number of Avaya IP phones should be create the Avaya IP phone roles to apply the policy for particular Avaya phone only. Got it? So I apply the policy for the Avaya phone only. So like that we can create the role. The role apply the in the that role apply the in the role mapping. The role only for see that role means your name is Laxman na. Laxman I just enter the your I am creating the role about the Laxman only for employee. Okay, that is a role. Apply the policy mean apply the policy means that role that Laxman giving to this employee that special condition. That means what is the role about this Laxman? That Laxman is a employee, but what is the role? Manager, directors. What is the position of the position of that role? That is a role mapping. Okay. Got it now? 1 second break. Okay. So this is a rule mapping. This time create one policy about the guest. So that guest apply the particular. I am creating the policy about that role means when going to come to that any authentication request, they apply the verify the policy about the role and what is the role of the what is the rule map going to map that particular users. So just I explain that policy Cisco wired guest role is that I am creating that policy name. That condition is that contains what is authentication source. Authentication source is my AD server, AD sorry guest repository. That means I apply the policy for particular any visitor or any guest when came to my office. So that policy come to the what source is my guest means that MAC address of the system. What is this? Register devices. That role name is I am just explaining the role. What is the register devices? You understand the role? This register device I just copy the role because of the devices is register that name of the particular roles. These are the devices. Only for the name, nothing but that. Only for the name. Got it? That policy I'm just explaining. Authentication source is guest repository. I just name is role name is register devices. That's it. Other is authentication source equal to guest repository. Repository means that user guest MAC address of the in the guest added over there. Authentication and the connection NAD IP. NAD IP means switch IP address about system belongs to this Aruba OS switches. Policy authentication source. I think you are not going to understand this because it's very tough in my language. Okay, this is simple way to when you apply the any guest role for particular guest going to come to your system, they are going to match the particular policy for the guest portal. I will explain this in this service. Hello, sorry. Yeah, Aruba clear pass. Just explain 1 second. I think you are clear that all the points role and role mapping. So I'll repeat on that. Aruba clear pass role and role mapping are fundamental concepts that help to define and enforce. In Aruba clear pass, role and role mapping are the fundamental concepts that help to define and enforce access policy based on user attributes or authentication outcomes. Got it? What is use of the role and role mapping? The role and role mapping are fundamental concepts that help to define and enforce the access policy based on user attributes or authentication outcomes. These concepts allow clear paths to dynamically assign policy and permission to user or devices, improving the security and flexibility. Use of the role mapping. Got it? Just about them to explain what is the role. What is use of the role? I just explain about the role only. Why using the role? The role in Aruba ClearPath is a logical identifier that represent user device authorization level. Roles are assigned based on various attributes such as VLAN, access list, address response, external information, user authentication method, example .1x, MAC authentication, guest login. Again, one more thing, guest, role, employee, guest, contractor, IoT device, HP department, or VLAN. These are going to move this point going to the roles. And one more thing I'm explaining this is role mapping. Role mapping is the process of assigning the ClearPass roles to user or devices based on their attributes. Role mapping is the process of accessing the ClearPass roles to user or device based on their attributes or authentication result. This is done by creating role mapping policies which are the evaluated during the authentication process. This is the role mapping. Got it? A role and role mapping. Yes. And how to work the role mapping? The ClearPass evaluate user attributes, authentication, result or dictionary information. Based on your predefined condition, ClearPass assign the role and user to particular device. The assigned role is then used to impose a policy to determine the access privilege for particular users. What is use of the role and role mapping benefits? What is the benefit about the role and role mapping? The benefit about the role and role mapping is centralized policy management. Role allows the ClearPass to manage the access policies centrally. One role can reuse across the multiple enforcement policies. Simplify the management. One role, use of that policy, uses across the policy, not only for single policy for use of the role. That role is of the all the policy, a number of, not limitation about the apply the particular role, the particular policy, not limitation. Second point, dynamic and granular access control. Role mapping enables dynamically assign of roles based on real-time conditions. Provide the fine grain access to control to individual user or devices. Third point, enhance security. Different role can impose security policies such restriction guest devices, isolating IoT devices, or segmenting sensitive data traffic. Okay, this is the point of the use of the role and role mapping. Some example, I give the example about the role and role mapping. One example is if the authentication source AD assign the role is employee. Simple language. If authenticated source is AD, assign role is employee. If the authenticator says guest, assign role is guest. Got it? Employee get full network access while guest are limited internet only access. Got it? The both are difference between about the role mapping is if the authenticator source AD role, that is use of the role is employee. If the authenticator source is guest, that role is only for guest. Employee get the full access and the while guest using for the limited access. That is bit different about the roles. Okay, clear. So just I'm go to next. Oh, just explain about the posture policy. What is use of the posture policy? You heard about the how to use of the posture policy any environment, any previous so posture policies require the apply the particular posture, a particular compliance in your policy. Normally, posture policy in Urban ClearPass used for access the security posture of device attempting to connect to the networks. It ensures that devices are meet predefined compliance requirements such as having the up-to-date antivirus software, operating system, patches, specific configuration are before guaranteeing the full access of the or restrict access of the networks. That means you apply the particular policy, the posture achieving the any number of endpoint going to apply should be compliant your as per the policy. If you system not compliant, that system going to quarantine policy should be applied. I am achieving this policy with the help of on-guard agent. On-guard agent, we can collect the information from your all the your PC and they are sent to the or clear path. They are verifying the or compliance. You are not matching any compliance. Antivirus not updated. That system going to automatically quarantine as per the compliance. The how to work is the posture works. Posture assessment is when device connect to the networks. ClearPass evaluate its security posture using an endpoint posture with the help of on-guard agent. Such ClearPass on-guard agent is third-party integrations. The agent performs scan of the device and check the compliance with the configured posture policies. Mean the you have what is the configured policy in posture. That posture we are going to verify your all parameter going to verify in your systems. Policy enforcement, the device compliant, it allowed full network access. If the policy is not compliant, that system going to apply the quarantine VLAN or a quarantine policy and going if apply the quarantine VLAN or a quarantine policy, that system going to out of the network or limited access of the networks. Okay. How to configure the posture? I just explained about how to configure the posture policy in your Aruba ClearPass. I just explain you, and how to I will give the I will do it how to do this everything on that posture policy. So just I'm going to this is my already created policy. Enter the name of the any name of the posture policy. Posture type is agent web agent. Operating system should be select the operating system particular Linux, Mac OS and the Windows. Okay, this condition should be clicked on. This condition is required for the all process ClearPass Windows should be healthy. It is by default policy not being created. It should be create the policy. I will show you and create the policy. We are going to start. So these are the have their quarantine policy and one is the healthy policy. They are required for the when going to configure the postures. Then the second point is should be select the operating system Windows, Mac or Linux. These if they you are in your environment you have the multiple type of operating system like OS, Mac OS and Linux and Windows. That time they require the separate policy. They are one policy not to apply the all the three operating system. It required the three policies. Okay, Windows is separate policy, Linux is separate policy and Mac OS separate policy. This policy for a NAP agent is old dictionary, but is right now I'm going to use of the on-guard agent only. In the map we are not using the map agent right now. Now currently are using for the on-guard agent only. Okay. I think this is old. 1 second. Okay. One is the services. What is the services? Services are this this first in the Windows posture. For one, I am going to achieve of the Aruba ClearPass from services. If you in your networks, what type of services should be is mandatory for run? We can add the particular service and run the service. Some Bluetooth example that should be on. That should be in present and on. Okay. So these are the enter the groups. Create this group name. So these are the service. This is service should be run. Okay. This service not going to stop. I'm just giving the example. And other services example I am going to stop service. So this service this is mandatory to on the service. This is the stop the service. So we can stop any type of service. So we can click and add the particular service name and the stop the particular service from your or entire networks, not for single page, all entire network infra. Some type of service going to on, so should be is mandatory test and allow. They are should be run the service. If the some service is not going to require from your network, so they are going to stop the service. Got it? Process is that means you are the number of exe going to block from your achieve. In not any DX, TeamViewer, WNC, any type of exe going to work without informing the NAC team in a cyber security team. So that should be add the particular any DX exe from here in the same syntax and save it. So that exe should be blocked in your networks. Not for this exe, a number of exe going to block from yours process. Okay. Your management going to ask to block this some type of exe, JavaScript or any types of Python. It should be blocked from here. This is for process. Restricted key means we can sum the registry key going to add the particular keys. So that key should be not nobody can open, nobody can run for particular particular registry key. That type of key should be blocked from here. If it should be restricted and present. There are two types of scenario from here. We can configure the particular registry. You should be registry present from the particular number of keys. That should be allow and click and add it. We can add over here same keys. So those should be is on. Registry should be absent. This is not required from this particular subsystem. So you can use of this some particular registry and add it. Already 1 second. So like that we can absent or present both the key we can add it from here. Second point is antivirus. You can create the antivirus policy. Is a mandatory or optional. Antivirus policy means this they are going to check the any number of PC going to connect your networks. It should be antivirus should be installed. They are going to verify the antivirus from your systems. If the antivirus is not there, so that means if the antivirus not there, that means the system going to quarantine. You can select the particular antivirus from here. Select the particular version, not less than that. So if the less than that users, that system should be in quarantine. So you can check the particular version, patches, everything. These are the antivirus. Third point is a firewall. Firewall we are going to add here software firewall. Okay, WAF. These are the firewall going to add and seek from the particular version that going to save. So that is a policy going to configure from the any type of software firewall going to add over here. So that should be mandatory. Okay, they are going to choose P2P and point-to-point link that torrent or multiple site BitTorrent going to block from here. So they are going to stop. Okay, sometime I'm torrent activity, some of type critical activity going to block, so you can block over here. Okay, we can achieve the block. Oh, Saira. So antivirus is completed. Patch management. Patch management means in software patch. Microsoft is releasing some patches for here. So we can select the particular patch. Okay. And that patch going to enter the particular version. So they are going to check the particular version from the patch. So Microsoft, this is for Microsoft patch. Hotfix means every weeks Microsoft releasing the hotfix. They are hotfix the number of values of the they are going to verify from here. We can say add the particular values and the check. They are going to check the values from the any type of hotfix is not present in your endpoints. That systems should be going to quarantine. The policies apply. USB means USB going to block your network in the going. Nobody can connect the USB. Should be in the block disable. There are three options: no action, remove, and disable. We can no action means they are not going to. If the person going to connect the USB, they are not going to any change. But if going to get a disable, so directly they are going to disable. They are not able to access the USB. They are not going to block from the USB from your posture policy. Virtual policy, virtual machine means nobody can use the virtual machine, this Hyper-V, VMware, this type of machine. Nobody, the endpoint, the end user, not going to able to access the virtual machine, not going to install the Hyper-V in your networks. So you can stop over here. Okay, stop all virtual machine. Got it, bro? You can understand now what I say. Getting now. So third point is the network. Network means that there you can your network, we can achieve the number of networks. We can achieve the which type of network should be allow in a networks. Sometimes the disable the bridge networks. Okay, hotspots also is going to disable. You can possible disable the internet sharing also. Disable the hotspot wireless. Okay, you can disable from your networks. Okay, again one more thing, configure the particular policy should be allow the only for wire in network. Nobody can use of the wireless. So that also possible to going to allow the wired only. Particular wireless also allow, should be allowed the wireless also, not other than that. Okay, we can create the policy for VPN also. Multiple networks should be allowed. That also possible to achieve. We can create the particular policy. You can disable the hotspots. That we can achieve from this posture policy. Data encryption, that means the types of encryption product like that is some type of version enable check version Windows specific data encryption going to enable, and check the particular root type root drivers you can add from here. Install application, very important for policy, because install application means the number of application going to install in your endpoints. They are going to verify from here. There are two types of condition for the one is a mandatory, one is a optional. One is a mandatory and one is a optional. There are two conditions from the install application. Mandatory means we can add the any application from the mandatory. So mandatory means that WinRAR should be present in your systems. If the WinRAR is not present in your system, that system going to not able to access the networks. That is a mandatory. That application should be installed. It's mandatory. Optional means that means these number of application be present or not present. It's okay, but not more than that. Okay, only these applications should be present, not other application. If present is fine, if not present is fine, but not other application present in your PC. That is optional. If there is okay, if not there is okay, but not it is out of this list. Got it, Lakshman? What is the difference between mandatory and optional install application policy? Can you tell me about it? What is the difference between the there are two types of condition from here. What is the install application for mandatory? Install application optional. What is the difference between both of these? Tell me, bro.
Compulsory has to be on the PC in order to get into the to get the access.
Correct. Perfect. Correct. Both is clear, because mandatory means should be present. Optional means there are not there, not no, it's okay, but if not other than that. Okay, not out of the compliance, not of the list, out of the list. Okay, that is optional. Again, the install application, there are two conditions. One is a false and one is a true. What is a false? What is a true? True means a regular equation. That means that regular equation means one example I just give the what is the WinRAR. Okay, this is WinRAR. WinRAR number of version going to release. So WinRAR, any type of name, any type of numbers, any type of version, any type of condition, any type of special character should be allowed. Mean any type of version in launch in the WinRAR should be allowed. And the false, for where is the, I just show you false. These are the false. False means these are false conditions. Only photos, media they were verifying. They are not verifying the version, they are not going to verify the any special character, they are going to any change the name, their policies not work. They are going to verify the exact name, exact spelling, exact everything. That is a false condition. Only for special, they are verifying the special only for this name only, not other than that. This is a false statement. Only for these photo media only verify. They are not verifying the other numbers, values, or even change name. If they find the symbol name or change a version, that system going to quarantine. But if the regular expression applies, the regular expression any type numbers, any type of change the name, any type of version, they should be allowed because I apply the all these versions. Okay. When going to create the policy, there are the monitoring, the monitor mode, either blocking mode. If I click the monitor mode, that means they apply the policy, but not the system not going to quarantine because all its current system is monitor. When going to create the any policy, apply the port should be tick box is check box should be selected. Then going to apply the policy. If the checkbox is not selected, that's apply the policy should not apply, and that not a condition going to apply. So that time when going to apply the policy should be select this checkbox. Okay. File check means going same thing. File regarding the file FTP file, any type of file, HTTP file, that file going to check from here. That is a file. System drive, root drive, or program file. Any condition going to check the particular endpoints, path, or files. So this file is going to some condition. So they are going to check the policy. Okay. These are the any type of condition going to particular in the year at in your all in networks going to check the particular files from all the system. They apply the particular file name and apply the policy. Last is custom script. Custom script like some type scripts going to allow or block, that type require the policy. Some script going to apply or anything at type of the Python script. So going to from that time require the some custom script, modify customized script. So these are the Windows 10, Windows 11, Windows 12. So if you select, if you particular box checkboxes should be not selected for here, so that operating system not allowed. When going to enable this box, that only operating system should be allowed. Okay, I just am the Windows 8, Windows 7, Windows 7 also. One second, Windows 7, Windows 7. So Windows 7 is not allowed. Okay, so they are not. If the checkbox is not able, that operating system not allowed. So that is mandatory. Should be allowed. Click on checkbox. That system should be operating system allowing in networks. Okay. Normally, I am not going to monitoring the or install the on-guard agent from any servers. Okay. If the best practice, they are not going to use of the servers for monitoring and on-guard for particular policy. Only this policy going to apply for the endpoints, not for the servers. Okay, because on-guard every 5 minutes or 8 minutes is going to recollect the information from the endpoints. So that's why I am not going to install the on-guard agent from the any Windows servers, because that when going to install the Windows server in the on-guard agent, so something is and the on-guard is collecting the data from your servers, some LAN card automatically bounce back. So that time when LAN card bounce back, so application should be not work and not user going to impact it. That's why I'm not going to install the any on-guard agent from any servers. Only I have the on-guard agent use of the endpoint blocking the particular in all networks going to use of the NAC only endpoints, not for the servers. It's clear? Or endpoint only for on-guard agent use and install only for endpoint, Windows machines, Linux machines, Mac machines. Okay, not for the servers. Or until and unless some special condition user told you can install the on-guard agent from your server, so that time should be clear information shared to them. Inform to sir if you install the on-guard agent from your servers. So on-guard agent collecting information every 8 minutes or 5 minutes. That time some on-guard collect information, restart the bounce port. So that time user going to impact application, sometimes going to interrupt it. so user going to impact. That's why normally we are not install the on-card agent from the any type of servers. But if you going to install, this should be inform the users what is the disadvantage about the on-card going to install from your server machine. Okay, it's clear, bro. Any doubt from the any doubt from the role mapping postures? Because posture is very important points. Static host list also very important points, because they are normally every day in the operation about using the static host list. As a best practice, static host lists are normally are used, role also use, role mapping also use, posture policy also use. These all the parameters is on a daily basis should be in use. Okay, it's clear all the points.
I'll try to go through this video once again.
Okay, are you currently are you working from the any NAC console or yet to work?
Yet to work. Right now, my application is running on Year Pass, but
Okay.
I never got an opportunity to make any changes.
Why?
Trying to understand.
Why not going
There
to?
is a dedicated team who assist here.
Okay, dedicate team over there. You have look about you have daily basis. You have a look about the clear pass policy or read only access or read write access from you.
Only read only.
Okay, no worry about it.
The use very is that authenticating number. Apart from that, I don't have anything to make changes on Clear Pass.
Okay, okay, no worry. Okay, learn about these clear pass. Okay, anything very important in the clear pass about the troubleshooting. Troubleshooting point very important.
Yeah.
You are daily basis work about troubleshooting any challenges you are facing and solve the issue, that very benefit for you, because troubleshooting part very important in the clear pass. When you any person going to handle the handle the pressure, handle the request, handle the solution and resolve the problem as per the requirement time, so that guy is very, that engineer is smart engineer. Okay, troubleshooting very important point in clear pass. That's it. And other than that, once in a while you configure any policy, that policy not going to change until analysis going to any change management. Got it? Policy configuration deployment is not a big deal, but very big deal is handle the operation. So posture, all this point I'll explain. Just please go through the again video, and anything doubt, anything not clear, any points, so please let me know again. I'll just explain to you. Okay.
Sure.
Okay. Auth server audit is NPAP is for audit server. Audit means accountability purpose. Nmap is accountability purpose. You can enable the Nmap for TCP scan, UDP scan. For audit purpose, any packet is going to start scanning for the all these packets. Okay, this for use for the Nmap servers for audit purpose. When going to click the policy and create the policy, that time in service going to audit server going to enables for accountability. All packet in and out packet going to verify. That's it, not for use for this other auditing purpose. These are agentless policy. For the create agentless policy for agent, one is a physical agent going to install, one is the other agent is a normally going to use for the agentless policy, not going to install the agent. The policy is still not enabled because I'm not going to any create the any Windows specific rules. Okay, so this was the agentless. Okay, this policy only or agentless policy. Windows or any possible machine. Example on card agent is going to path should be selected over here. Downloadable URL should be required for from where going to download from the URL. server should be specified. Okay, so they are going to add it from the successfully added the servers. This for agentless server. Okay, this policy very critical. I just explained last. Okay, this is a very important point again also. Okay, so profile going, what is the profile? The profile means going to particular service or any apply the particular policy. So should be create a profile. Profile means condition. See, the quarantine policy should be applied, so that condition should be created. That I just explained the quarantine policy. Just 1 second. Cisco. I just explain about this Cisco. Any policy quarantine is there. I just explain. See, this is our profile. Profile means you add this apply when policy going to apply from the particular profile. That what is the profile? That profile is radius Cisco air redirector area URL Cisco and that redirect URL. Again the condition what is the permitted IP. These are the permitted IP. Permit any www440 particular port number going to should be allowed. So that is going to this. I am going to apply the particular condition from the profile. These are the profile. Okay. It is if the system going to quarantine, what is the access from your system? That system going to should be access to www 443 6658. That server should be able to access. Okay. 50 the DNS server, DHCP server should be accessed. These are the specific kind of system going to quarantine, but they are going to access this some limited number of servers and ports. These are the profile. Okay, this profile going to merge to the attributes. Okay, these are the profile. This profile going to merge to the particular policies. I will going to create a test now, that time I will show you. Profile means this condition. Condition with you know the switch. You are working on the Cisco switch. That time should be create the access ACL. You know the ACL. When going to ACL, the particular ACL going to apply the particular standard ACL, extended ACL. Okay. So I am just creating the ACL. This ACL call from the policies. I am writing the ACL. These are the ACL. Profile means that means simple. What is ACL? That ACL apply for particular list, access list. That is the policies. Got it? These are the profile means these are the simple ACL. ACL I am just writing ACL. This ACL going to merge to the my list, access list. That is a standard or extended access list. These are the ACL. What is ACL? These are the ACL. All these profile. These are all in profile. See, this is the profile. Okay. These are the condition. These are the profile. We are going to create the profile. They apply the profile over here. This is the condition. Tips role equals to guest. Tips role equals to user authenticated. Tips role equals to user catching. These are the condition. These are the profile for particular service. This profile going to merge to the and policy going to add from the particular service. This is not for single day to achieve this policy. It will take time. Okay. What is the condition from here? I just explain you. Tips role equal to guest. Tips role equal to user authenticated. MAC catching. Update from the ClearPass endpoint. BYD VLAN Cisco. These are the profile. This is the profile from Cisco wireless access point going to allow the BYD VLANs. Second condition, match any partners. Match any partners. That check any partners available from Aruba's service engine or user demo account from any demo accounts, and tips equal to MAC catching. Update wireless from this with this condition should be applied. These are the policies and these are the profile. I think is one day is not going to understand, bro, because this is a very complicated policy about the when going to service na, that time I'll explain again. Okay, so today only wind up the session. Okay, no issue. Any watch, okay, that video going to record it, which video going to watch, okay, and check the proper way. Anything not understand any points and anything, okay, let me know, I will explain again. Okay, I have the one many videos in recorded many batches. So anything not missed or any some points or some any other doubts you should be in mind. So let me know. I will just share particular that video. I will explain this previous week batches. Anything missed or anything it should be clear about the some Mac authentic example. Just I'm just going to you not understand the how to work the Mac authentication. I need to understand the how Mac authentic policies should work. So I have the recorded session. So I will share to that particular video and go through that video and check that policy how to work. I just explain you. I just example give you. Okay, if you are not for this other Mac auth anything. Okay.